I am Raymond Jackson, the president and CEO of Race Recycling Service. I've been in business for roughly 7 years. And for the last 6 years, I've been able to do it nonprofit. Not for profit, I'm actually able to provide my service either at no cost or at very low cost to every client that I have. And I'm very proud of that. I'm very proud of that. So it's been about 7 years. I serve as far north as the upper northern area of Palm Beach County, all the way as far as south as Key West, Key West, Florida. I have clients as abroad as hotels of the top five in the international sector, and as small as mom and pop stores like grocery stores and or convenience stores.
Business.
It's actually like the best of both worlds. Some would say that it's not, but I believe it's the best of both worlds because you get the opportunity to interact on both levels. I'm able to interact with CEOs of companies who speak on an international level. And then you come into a spiritual environment or a faith-based environment, and you get to understand the biblical doctrine or the biblical context of what we do in the secular world. As for instance, God says we ought to take care of the earth. We inherit the earth, we ought to take care of it. That's what we learn from the biblical faith-based side. In the world, that just translates into we become more accountable and responsible for how we carry ourselves and our carbon footprint. My motivation has always been the next generation. What are we doing to ensure that the next generation has what it needs in order to be successful, to be healthy, to be prosperous in whatever that they do. So that's my beginning motivation, was the next generation. And in thinking of that, we started thinking about the carbon footprint, how every 10 years you always hear about colleges and young people who have planted things or planted, what do you call those little capsules, time capsules, showing something that they accomplished or did back 10 years ago. Well, part of the problem with that is a lot of it did not entail of taking care of the earth. As a preacher of the gospel, as a man of God, as a clergyman, we are accountable to not only God's people, but God's planet. And I felt like as a preacher and a person who's into green, sustainable environment, we also need to be responsible and accountable for what we do to God's green earth. So that's kind of my motivation. We were able to start a garden in a couple of places that never even thought about growing green vegetables. And another way I see where people have become employed. It's a lot of people when they think about going green or being in the environmental aspect, they think about trash. And that's all they think about is trash. They don't really think about other aspects of what goes on in the environmental sector of our environment. So, or in the job section, in the career section. So it allowed people to now become business owners or even entrepreneurs, in the fact that they're able to now go out and I see several people since I have spoken with them, consulted with them. People have just, even if they've only taken one portion of it and said they're going to make sure that they're responsible, that we recycle appliances for certain businesses, that we recycle washing machines. So I have friends who are now specializing in fixing washing machines or instead of just junking them. I have friends who are now more into upcycling than just being a disposable generation. Because we have come to understand that everything is at our disposal. If something breaks, you buy new. But in actuality, there's ways to even use what we already have. And I feel like the community is slow, but grasping the reality of a healthier environment, a cleaner environment, and a cleaner community.